Knowing yourself, mate, knowing that you've been in the game and around marketing and advertising and working with people, what are the traits you look for in people? Because again, there will be people out here going, I get it, I need to market and advertise, but what type of people should I be working with?
Yeah, look, it's a pretty easy question for me to answer. It's probably like when I go to employ people.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky. I've got some of the I rate my staff very highly. Every boss rates their staff very, very highly, but my staff have been amazing, and then this last month has proven me even more so that I'm lucky that I have some of the best staff. But when the attitudes of the people you work with, so when you hire someone, it's their attitude. When you partner up with someone like yourself and Only One and Zinc, it's the attitudes that they bring. You know. You can see it pretty quickly. Yep. The guys that say, hey, I've got this great idea, you guys should do it, and you jump on board and you do it, and then they set and forget, right? Yep. The attitudes of, hey, how's that working? How can we turn that into something else? And you know, it's for me, everyone's got to look for the attitude. Who's actually willing to one, care about your business, care about the people as an individual. I think is really, really important, and vice versa. You know, we've got to care about their business. We've got to care about making sure that any agreement or partnership is mutual beneficial for everyone. So,
and again, talking on behalf of all media, that is the perfect relationship to have. Is not just the supplier and the client type of relationship, because that gets you to a certain point. And we can put a million ads on air and the way it is, but it's the relationship of someone thinking about your business on the weekend, someone taking the time when they don't need to, don't have to, come into the dealership and see what's happening on the weekend or throughout the week. Understanding the business if it was their own, and then going, you know what, I do understand it. Now I understand the power of the media I have. Now we adjust, work out what the idea is, and away we go and sell more cars or sell more houses or whatever the case is.
Exactly right. Yep.
Perfect. Right, as we're sort of getting to the end of the conversation, a couple of quick hitters for you.
Yep.
Picture you've got 4 or 5 small businesses out there all saying what are the top 2 things they should be doing now?
Yep. So
what would you say to them?
So first and foremost is make sure that your people, your staff, are very motivated. Yep.
And motivated. It's interesting because I've heard a couple of people say, if I can touch on it, everyone should be motivated to keep their jobs, and I go, there is a certain motivation to that, because that's the reality. Let's face it, because these are real conversations we're having. But there's a difference between being motivated to just keep your job and being motivated to help the business thrive, right?
So it's funny you have that. I had a conversation with one of my business partners just the other day, and we talked about May and the resurrection, and we came up with 3 types of motivation. So there's an element of the individual should be motivated to keep their job, right? First and foremost, put bread on the table.
And you sort of just make that assumption, right?
That's a given. 2, they should be motivated for their own individual incentives, right? Our industry is commission based. As
is most media,
businesses,
sales
related businesses. So they're individual performers. And then we just tied in the other one, which we did to a degree, but we're ramping up now. There should be a team incentive. There should be an individual that, for our business, someone that cleans the cars and gets them ready for delivery. Well, he should be involved in the same incentive as the sales team gets, right? So we really believe that there's 3 incentives for the individual. And the individual should be 1 to keep their job, 2 for their own individual income, and then 3 for the team. And they should all be incentivised on that as an equal, not
nice,
depending on their role. So that's the motivation of the team. The other thing is simply find your plan. Whatever your plan is, if it's radio, if it's press, whatever it may be, find your plan. Understand your message. Be consistent with your message, and drive it. And you just have a plan and drive it. And the advertising is key, right? Because like I found out in April, no one knew that we were prepared to do a service for $179 on most cars. The public just did not know we had that offer. So And
it's fascinating, right? Because everyone's still got a car.
Everyone's got a car.
Everyone's got a car.
Yep.
Everyone's still driving. But granted that the distances are a bit different, but they're about to open up.
Yep.
It's in some ways, sometimes a situation like this just clouds people and immobilises them, I'm calling it, to the point of going, well, we're not sure what to do, so we won't do anything. It's
Correct.
like, don't do that. If there's
No,
if there's one tip I can give anyone, is don't do that.
No.
Don't be silly in terms of just go off blindly, but as you say, have your plan and then understand the common sense to it. Grab your partners around you and communicate the plan. Say, hey, this is what we want to do. What ideas have you got? What ideas have you learned? And then you go.
Yep.
But then also, you measure. Like you said, right? So again, if you had just stuck in your head, we're shut for 3 months,
Yep.
we're not even going to look at it till there, you miss opportunities.
Correct.
And that's one of the other important things for businesses who have stepped back into the marketing and advertising arena to go, there are restrictions that are easing. There's a change in the air. There's a change in the community. There's a part of me that feels as if people think we're going back to normal, and then we know that's not going to be the case.
Yep.
But when there's an attitude shift, there's a motivational shift.
Yep.
So from our perspective, we're going, be prepared to accelerate through that.
Yep.
Because people will. I know I'm sick of being isolated at home, with the homeschooling and everything like that.
Yep.
I'm keen to jump in the car and drive and go and visit the places
Yep.
that we want to do. And the one thing that I'll notice is if the light comes on in the car, or if that's not quite right.
Yep.
Maybe it's time for a new car, etc. So that's where, from a marketing perspective, we do need to, or from a business perspective, is plan that's going to happen, know that that's coming and will happen.
Yep.
And work out a way to take advantage of it.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Yep.
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for everybody for listening. Dan, thank you, mate.
Simon,
again,
thank you.
Cricks Nambour, Cricks Wisers Road. If you're in the market for a car or a service, if you're still running the
Absolutely, yeah, that's not going away. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You've heard that from the man directly. I hope you've enjoyed today's conversation, a real conversation from a real business out there, like you and I. Stay tuned for more of these conversations, and look forward to chatting to you next time.